Right, just making this video to say thank you to Jinx from the UK Lock Sport Forum. Put a little shout out asking for a couple of locks, maybe 2 or 3 I was expecting, because all I've got at the moment is a cheap lock like this, which is a Tri-Circle 266, which is a nice lock itself as a lock. It works, it's functional, it's I did actually have 2 of these, but one of them was stolen from my gate at the old house. I'd accidentally left it unlocked, and some scrap man thought, if I steal this, he'll not be able to lock his gate, and therefore I can access his back garden and take all the car parts out of the shed. What he didn't realise was I had plenty of other little padlocks available which I could reuse. So, the Tri-Circle lock, it's ridiculous to pick, it's horrible to pick. It doesn't have any feeling in it at all. The cord doesn't move at all when you're picking it. You don't get any movement at all on it, and basically until it's actually fully picked it doesn't move one iota. It also drops the pins all the time because they're not very well made. Anyway, I think what we'll do is we'll just quickly go through all of the locks. I'll tell you how many pins there are, show you the keyway and show you what make they are, etc. and let you see what Jinx has allowed me to have. Please +1 on his reputation if you can find one of his posts, because I am very pleased with this. Right, I think we'll start with this one. This is Winkhaus, or I think it's called Winkhaus in Germany, after watching one of their videos. Now this one, the key was actually wedged in it. I couldn't remove it, so I've had to use a pry bar just to pop it out like that, and then I found out, I don't know if you see that, but it's got a slight bend just there. It was slightly bent, so it was wedged in there. I've given the lock a quick clean up, and it's cleaned up nicely. It is a little bit stiff still, but it goes in and out, turns nicely. I have a feeling he's been picking the other side of this lock. So it's a 6-pin lock, ball bearings in the bottom. It's going to be quite an interesting bit in that for me to hack away at, and also, I don't know if you can see that keyway nicely in there. It's got quite a, let's just get my pick and I'll point out the, there we go. It's got quite a tight sort of gate in there, as I would call it. It should be alright for the tension bar, but I can foresee me having problems getting the pick in there to actually pick the individual pins. So that one's going to be great fun for me to play with. It also seems to have a little dimple in there, and I don't know if that's actually just a ball bearing for locking the key in, or if that is another security pin. I shall have to do a little bit of research on that. There's one on either side. So yes, lock number 1. It's a lovely lock. As I say, I'm going to have good fun with that. I have actually managed to pick 5 of these locks. I can't remember which ones they were, but when I got home I instantly obviously pulled the packet out and picked them. Right, this is a 5-pin Secure It lock, double-sided again. So I've got 2 locks there to pick, 2 there to pick. This is an Era 6-pin, as far as I can tell. Obviously double-sided, both sides move nice and freely. That side's got a little bit more play. This one's a keyed lock, and this is the Yale lock. It's a Yale British Standard lock, so 6-pin, nice and free to move. Key works on both sides, so I'm going to have fun picking away with that one. Another double-sided lock, so yet again another 2 locks to pick. This one is a GG or GG, don't know how you pronounce it. Again, it's a 6-pin lock, it's got the key with it. Quite an up and down key, that one, so it's going to certainly be interesting to pick that one. Not sure how well my picks are going to get around that, but we shall see. Right, now this one is an LSH lock. It's got 3 keys with this. This is actually the lock that I needed when my uncle's house was broken into by the fire brigade. They tried to drill the lock out from this side all the way along there and basically mangled all the pins. So we ended up having to rebuild his door after they finally popped the centre panels in. 6-pin lock, standard, nice and smooth. It's going to be lovely to pick that one. I believe I've already single picked that one. This is an ASEC lock, or ASEC, depends on how you want to pronounce it. It's a 5-pin, so I think that's one of my first ones to try and pick that one. What we got here, we've got a Carl F lock, which is going to be great for me to have fun with. Again, a 6-pin lock, double-sided, so yet another 2 locks. Now technically that means I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 locks to pick, just with that lot. So that's going to keep me busy for probably a month or 2. Right, next we've got some snapped barrels, only half locks, but still pickable. I'm going to have to put these in a vise, I think. Unbranded lock, 6-pin. I think I said that one's 6-pin, yep. I've got another one here which is a Vita lock. Just trying to make sure that the camera's focused, yep. A Vita lock. It's a 5-pin lock. Now this key was lying in the bag. It does sort of slide in there nicely, but it gets caught just there. It just sort of pops around as opposed to turning nice and freely. It does turn nice and freely once it's in the lock. You can just feel it bind just there and just there. So I don't know if this is actually the key for this lock. It's an RST key. It's also quite awkward to get it in. So I don't know if this key's been made. Yes, it has. It's been filed down by hand, so that's been made by hand. Right, that's a 5-pin, yes. Another 5-pin lock. This is a Mila or Mila lock, depends on how you want to pronounce it. A 5-pin, as I say. So that one's going to be fun to pick. It's the standard keyways, most of these ones. This is an unbranded lock, 6-pin, but if you look on the inside, it's actually quite deep in there, and just judging by where this pin is here, I don't think that pin's actually an active pin. I think that's just been drilled and filled. So we'll find out if that's a 5-pin or a 6-pin when we pick it. We've got a 6-pin unbranded here. I'm pretty sure this would have been branded on the other side of the lock. That's snapped off. But yes, it's unbranded. It's very well finished, so it is also raised up, so I'm sure somebody out there will know what this 6-pin lock is and what make it is. Right, this one again is a snapped lock. I have a feeling the brand name would have been on the other side and this would have been the Mark II lock. 5-pin lock. It's being battered a bit. You can see all the hammer marks in there, so somebody's actually chiselled this out by the looks of it in the past, or damaged it when they've been fitting it. Now this is the interesting one, because this is a Vita lock, and it's a 5-pin lock. Now this lock here, which is a Vita, same keyway, and guess what, this key that's been made up for this one also fits this one. Just catch a little bit, same as that one. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if that one's been repinned or this one's been repinned and that's why the key's been made up. Anyway, another LSH lock, 6-pin. Looks like it's all 6 pins. This one's been battered around a lot. It's got a lip on there. So how that's ended up with a lip on it, I do not know, but it's been ground down that side. So I'll give that a clean up with the grinder at some point, just to nice to smooth it off. Unbranded lock again, 5 pin, bit corroded. Core seems to move on that one. I believe I've picked that one already. Now, interesting draper lock here. It's a padlock. It was the first lock that I pulled out the bag when I got home on Saturday. I picked this one fairly easily. But it has got BT93. Now, any of you chaps out there can probably tell me what it is, but my imagination is either a 93 as a number for the key, or it was 1993 that this lock was issued to British Telecom or BT. Right, next. Excuse my fingers, I'm still dirty from the BMW yesterday, and I have had a shower, but after punching quite a bit of the car and damaging myself on it. Right, we've got a Yale lock here. I would imagine it's a 5 pin, it's just a standard lock. It doesn't look like it's actually been used as such. It certainly hasn't been used in a narrow door like mine where they're all cut off here. It's cross threaded there, so it looks brand new pretty much. So I'll have fun picking that one. Right, now this one spins nice and freely, but it doesn't seem to have a latch like the other ones do, where it stops. So it's a Yale. It seems to have an L printed on it there. I don't know if this is a 5 pin or 6 pin. Certainly going to be interesting to find out. Forgot about the padlock. I believe this is the 5 pin padlock. I don't think that one's a genuine pin. These ones are all pretty much all evenly spaced out. That one seems to be a little bit off angle, so if it is a 6th pin, it's going in at a funny angle. Right, this one is a nice crown lock. This one's got a nice clunk as the bearing sits in with a little spring. It's a 5 pin lock, standard keyway. It's going to be fun to pick that one as well. Now, this one's been hammered and battered. It looks like in order to get the lock out, somebody has smashed away at the front until it's actually broken through like that. But I can't quite tell. Certainly somebody's undone the screw, but they've had a problem getting this out at some point, or somebody's tried to break in. Got a little bit of corrosion on there which has been sanded down. It's a union lock. It says it's a 6 pin lock by that. It's really tight, so when it's been getting hammered by that hammer on that side, it's stiffened this up. That should turn nicely there, but it actually turns the whole lock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the vise and I'm going to give it a tap with the hammer just to straighten it out a little bit, or use the crowbar and not the crowbar, the jaws I've got. See if I can't make that spin a little bit easier. Right, 5 pin lock. This is the same as my internal front door. E*S MP5 lock. Again, moves nice and freely. So I have single picked that one. It was quite easy to get a hold of because it was similar to the one at the front door. In fact, one of my door keys might actually fit it. Right, union lock. Now, this one doesn't look like it's going to need the front pins picked at all. They are very basically you're just going to have to push them all the way down and that's it. They're going to be picked. So that's going to be an interesting key to pick. It's a 6 pinner and it moves nice and freely, and it does catch when it spins round. So that's going to be fun. So yet again I'm going to have all of those locks to pick, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 more to pick, which is probably going to take me about another month. So thank you very much to Jinx. Please add to his reputation if you think that this is a good deal. I didn't give him any locks at all. I was only expecting 1 or 2 locks, and I'm very pleased to be be able to have a play with these. Now I'm just going to ask Jinx on the video and hopefully he'll reply, but I'm hoping it's okay for me to keep these locks until I've had a good play with them, and then what I'll do is I'll choose 4 out of it and I'll do a care package, 4 that I've picked quite regularly and I've got used to. I'll create a little care package that I will post off free of charge to one of the new members who needs some practice locks, maybe hasn't got any locks at all, same as I had, because it's always nice to share, and I believe that this would make quite a few little sets out for quite a few different people. So again, big thank you to Jinx. Please visit us at uklocksport.co.uk. Bye for now. Hope you look forward to my next video.